Have you ever wondered how one person could unite a land of immense diversity? A patchwork of cultures, religions, and languages? Today we journey back in time to the 16th century, to the heart of the mighty Mughal Empire, to uncover the story of a ruler who did just that. This isn't just a tale of conquests and battles. It's the story of Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, a visionary emperor who built an empire not just with steel, but with wisdom, tolerance, and a deep appreciation for culture. Akbar ascended the throne in 1556, but he wasn't born into a stable, sprawling empire. He was just a teenager, inheriting a kingdom that was fragmented and uncertain. His father, Humayun, had been in exile, and the Mughal hold on India was tenuous at best. The early years of his reign were dominated by military campaigns, led by his regent, Bayram Khan. Through strategic battles like the Second Battle of Panipat, Akbar reclaimed and expanded his territories, laying the military groundwork for what was to come. But a true empire, a lasting one, needs more than just a powerful army. Akbar knew this. He realized that to rule a land as diverse as India, he couldn't govern by force alone. He needed to win the hearts and minds of his people. This is where Akbar's story takes a remarkable turn. He began to look beyond the battlefield and towards the complex social fabric of his empire. The majority of his subjects were not Muslim. They were Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, Christians, and followers of many other faiths. Instead of imposing his own beliefs, Akbar chose a path of radical tolerance. One of his most significant acts was the abolition of the jizya tax in 1564. This was a poll tax levied on non-Muslim subjects, and by removing it, Akbar sent a powerful message. Everyone, regardless of their faith, was an equal citizen of his empire. He also abolished the pilgrimage tax on Hindus, further demonstrating his respect for their traditions. His curiosity and open-mindedness were legendary. He didn't just tolerate other religions, he actively sought to understand them. He built a special hall in his new capital, Fatehpur Sikri, called the Ibadat Khana, or the House of Worship. Here he would gather scholars, mystics, and theologians from all different faiths: Muslims, Hindus, Jains, Zoroastrians, and even Jesuit priests from Europe. Imagine these late-night sessions, fiery debates, philosophical discussions, a genuine exchange of ideas, all moderated by the emperor himself. He would listen intently, questioning and learning. These discussions were not just for intellectual curiosity. They were shaping his policies and his worldview. From these profound interactions, a unique spiritual and philosophical path emerged, known as the Din-i-Ilahi, or the divine faith. It wasn't a new religion meant to replace others, but more of a syncretic ethical system that took the best principles from the faiths he had studied. It emphasized virtues like piety, prudence, and kindness, with the emperor as the spiritual guide. While it never gained a massive following, it was mostly confined to his inner circle. The Din-i-Ilahi stands as a testament to Akbar's incredible vision of a universal, unifying truth that could transcend religious divides. It was the ultimate expression of his quest for unity in a land of diversity. Akbar's genius for unity also extended to his administration. He knew a strong empire needed an efficient and fair system of governance. He implemented the mansabdari system, a brilliant method of organizing the nobility and military. Officials, or mansabdars, were granted ranks and were responsible for maintaining a certain number of soldiers. But here's the clever part. These ranks were not hereditary. They were based on merit and loyalty, and the emperor could promote, demote, or transfer anyone. This prevented any single noble from becoming too powerful and building a regional dynasty that could challenge the central authority. More importantly, Akbar opened up these high-ranking positions to men of all backgrounds, including many Rajput Hindu princes. This brings us to his masterful diplomacy, particularly with the proud and powerful Rajputs of Rajasthan. Instead of seeking to crush them in endless wars, Akbar pursued a policy of matrimonial alliances. He married several Rajput princesses, most famously Jatabai, the Princess of Amber. These weren't just political maneuvers, they were genuine integrations. He brought his Rajput relatives into the highest echelons of his court, treating them as partners in the empire. Their cultures, traditions, and artistic styles began to blend with the existing Persian and Turkic influences of the Mughal court. This fusion created a unique Indo-Persian culture that would define the Mughal era. Suddenly, the Rajputs were not conquered subjects. They were family, key stakeholders in the success and stability of the empire. This cultural fusion is perhaps Akbar's most visible and enduring legacy. He was an immense patron of the arts, literature, and architecture. His court was a dazzling center of creativity. He commissioned the translation of major Sanskrit epics, like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, into Persian. This allowed the stories and philosophies of Hindu culture to be shared and understood within the Persian-speaking elite of the court, bridging a massive cultural gap. His workshops were filled with painters from both Persian and Indian traditions, who collaborated to create a new, vibrant Mughal miniature style. You can see it in the detailed illustrations of the Akbarnama. The official chronicle of his reign, a style that was both elegant and full of life, capturing everything from epic battles to intimate court scenes. And then there's the architecture. Akbar's buildings are a physical embodiment of his philosophy. Just look at his capital, Fatehpur, Sikri. It's a breathtaking blend of Persian, Turkic, and Indian architectural styles. You see the grand arches and domes of Islamic tradition standing side by side with the columns, brackets, and chhatras, typical of Rajput palaces. It's a city built of red sandstone, a symbol of an empire built on a foundation of synthesis and unity. The Tomb of Humayun in Delhi, commissioned by Akbar, also set a new standard for Mughal architecture. A precursor to the magnificent Taj Mahal, every arch and every carving from his era tells a story of cultural amalgamation. Of course, Akbar's reign wasn't a perfect utopia. There were still rebellions to quell and political intrigues to navigate. His own son Salim, who would later become Emperor Jahangir, rebelled against him in his later years. And some of his more orthodox subjects viewed his religious liberalism with deep suspicion. But despite these challenges, the sheer scale of his achievement is undeniable. For nearly 50 years, he presided over a period of relative peace, prosperity, and unprecedented cultural and intellectual growth. He created a system of governance and a culture of tolerance that became the bedrock of the Mughal Empire for generations. So when we look back at Akbar the Great, we see more than a conqueror. We see a philosopher king, an architect of a multicultural society. He showed that it was possible to rule a vast and diverse population not through division and fear, but through respect, justice, and a shared sense of belonging. His legacy isn't just in the monuments he built or the lands he conquered. It's in the powerful idea that unity doesn't require uniformity. In a world still grappling with religious and cultural divides, the story of Akbar and his grand experiment in tolerance remains as relevant and inspiring as ever. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the Mughal Empire. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more stories from history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see next. Till then, stay curious.